Hey, it's Marcel Purdue Sports Inquirer, speaking with Adin from Georgia. I'm from Georgia, speaking with Adin from Louisiana Monroe. How has the offseason been going for you and getting acclimated into the program?
The offseason's been going good. We've been working out 4 times a week, and I make sure I put in an extra day to 2 on the weekends, Friday and Saturday, and just improving my explosiveness, my bend, my overall athleticism, and just preparing my body for the season to come. So it's been good and exciting.
Yeah, I was doing my research, and that was one of the big notes, like the workout results, and you've been doing very well. Well, what do you attribute that to, just the strong off-season physically for you?
I just say the hard work, the commitment, the consistency, and just the willingness to get better. Realizing, my numbers were pretty good prior to, but just understanding there's no ceiling when there's greatness to be achieved. So just continuing to work and just seek after that.
You transferred into the program from Kent State.
Yes, sir.
What were the factors and the reasoning for transferring into the program?
So I transferred to ULM because overall I loved what they offered me. I loved Coach Bowden, his lineage, Coach Vic, and Coach Grice. Coach Grice actually played at Akron, so we had a MAC connection. He was a 2-time all-conference player, and I just love the relationship we built, the defense I was going to be able to play in, and just allow me to show my athleticism and my athletic ability. So I'm just ready and excited.
Yeah, and just what have been some of the differences? I know you haven't even had fall camp yet, but what have you noticed is kind of good or maybe different than just your previous stop, or just even being in Louisiana now,
right.
Growing up, because you grew up in Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the differences, I would say, Kent really built me for tough. We had a lot of core values. It was a very disciplined team, and it was a hard-nosed team because playing the flash fast offense and just playing matching games in November, you had to be tough, and just carrying that over here, and it's just instilling some of that discipline, instilling some of those similar core values of work works, control what you can control, and it's a different approach because at Kent there was the younger coaches. They were the youngest coaches in America, average age, and here the more of an older coaching staff, so a lot more knowledge and wisdom, and just to take from and learn from. So I had good stops at both places, and I continue just to grow. And I think for me, just growing as a player mentally here, being able to read offenses, being able to just improve my game overall. And I know if I'm able to put a good season together, the next 2 seasons, the possibilities are endless with Coach Bowden's connections and just what he could do.
You mentioned the coaching staff. What's like playing for Coach Bowden, who has a very legendary career, and just getting, and then not only him, but just the rest of your coaches and playing for the staff.
I say it's great. I think Coach Bowden, he has a great lineage. Just like his dad was the Michael Jordan of college football coaches, so you able to be around him and just yearn. You just yearn and just after his father, and he has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. And every time he talks, if I could just take 10% of what he says, I know that I improved and grew, just as not as a player, but as a leader and as a man. So, I'm very grateful, and he had a long, just not a football career, but in the media, as a son, as a brother, as a dad. So that's what I'm grateful for. And just Coach Vic Cohen, he before he was at West Virginia, at Troy, he coached a lot of prominent defensive players, DeMarcus Ware. So just stuff like that. Just asking him, hey, what was his work ethic like? What made him different? What made him stand out? And just taking those pieces and adding to my game, honing in on my game, and just allowing me to grow and blossom as an overall player.
You mentioned the coaching staff so much in their background. How big was that for you? You mentioned 2 years. You're a junior, so professional aspirations, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Just how important is that for you? Just having these coaches and that have coached professionals at the highest level and passing that on to you.
I think it's great. I think they've seen everything in college football almost. They've been in different generations. They coach different types of players, but I think it gets to a point almost every player is the same, but they're just not the same person. You all have the same traits, but it's just in a different person. So just asking them, hey, what do you see? Like, okay, my work ethic, how can I improve that? My hands, my game, and they're very keen. When you're in the game for this long, it's the little things that separate you, the minute details, because as you're younger, it's the big things that could change, but as you hone in on the 30 years of coaching or the 40 years of coaching, it's just the little things you could change a little bit, and that would be a major difference. So that's what I've been really just looking forward to, and just like I said, just yearning to hear and just and take in as a player.